Joined alongside by Stars head coach Rocky Russo. Welcome to Outside the Box on 93.7 FM The Ticket. We just got some swag for the first time. We had some food cake the first time we walked in these halls, and now we're getting some hats and some shirts. We may have to model here, Rocky. These look pretty sharp.
These are great. You've got the Under Armour hat, the Dry Fit Nike T-shirt with the exclusive 93.7 The Ticket
Very
logo. DP is a giver. Always looking out for us. I certainly appreciate it.
And how about that last? Was it an hour or a half hour? The show before us.
It was 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yep.
We got to step up our game. They've got karaoke going on. Rocky, if they're apparently we're one of the only shows on the nighttime to not sing. If there was a song, are you a singer? Do you have that?
I have
talent?
a terrible voice. But I mean, who doesn't like to sing?
Sure.
Right?
Doesn't have to be good.
It's whether or not you have the gusto to do it in public. But if I had to pick a karaoke song to sing, I suspect it would be "Build Me Up, Buttercup."
Okay, I'm gonna guess Carter doesn't know that song.
You don't know "Build Me Up, Buttercup"?
Okay, never mind. All right.
Everybody knows "Build Me Up, Buttercup."
Okay,
like that is a great karaoke song. It is it's been in commercials. I mean, of course, the girls before us went with "Don't Stop Believin'" by Journey.
Yeah, but this
can't go wrong with that song. But I think about The Sopranos when
I was just gonna say I was waiting for just to cut it in the middle of it.
Yes,
and I was like, I can't listen to that song.
But that is a great song. I've sang that many times in the shower and probably many times at karaoke. But "Build Me Up, Buttercup" is the great one. And then there's another one that's very special to my family. It's called "Just a Gigolo" by David Lee Roth. And that one at every family function, every wedding, my dad, his two brothers, my cousins, and I would all get up in front of everybody and sing "Just a Gigolo." That one is very close, near and dear to my heart.
So we'll talk about the playoffs in a little bit, but if they win the Clark Cup, the Lincoln Stars, is that what you're going to be belting out at the ice box at the ceremony, or what?
Oh goodness, there will be lots coming out of my mouth at the celebration of the Clark Cup championship at the ice box.
Should we tell fans a little bit, pull back the curtain about Rock Idol? Speaking of singing, because did you participate in that? Singing this year as a first-year member in the USHL?
No.
Team. Am I?
No, I think the head coach is probably excluded from that. Right. I don't think the guys really probably had the guts to ask me to sing. If they did, I probably would have. But nobody asked me to. So
they're going to be listening, and
they're listening now.
When we go to Kearney on the way back after a big win on Friday, they're going to.
Yeah. And that's fine. I'll gladly participate.
For those that don't know, Rock Idol is basically you make the rookies stand up wherever we're at. Sometimes it's at a dinner, sometimes it's on the bus, and you just have to sing at the top of your lungs, and you don't have a choice. I had to do it 2 years ago, so I know there are videos on the phones of guys like Josh Lapina, Matt Barbolini that I'll probably see in 5-10 years down the road. But it's a fun time. It's a bonding experience for those guys, and if you were not out of your comfort zone as a new guy on the team, you definitely are after you sing for about 4 minutes.
Well, we did a whole contest a couple years ago coming back from Blaine, Minnesota. Obviously, we've got like 17 hours on the bus. So they had like multiple rounds, and the veterans judged and eliminated people and kept going. Like it was hours and hours of this contest. But generally, everybody gets a shoe check throughout the year during dinner, and whoever gets shoe checked has to stand up on the chair at the restaurant, sing their song. Carter Davis had to do it this weekend, which was pretty cool. But because of our very unique schedule of exclusively playing in our conference, like we're not on the road that much. Like we play 28 road games or whatever, but in a lot of those we have a pregame meal at the rink before we even leave. So it's kind of rare that we're in a restaurant this year. So not a lot of guys got the shoe check. So it was cool to see Carter do it. And ironically, while Carter was singing on Thursday. Everybody was filming him except for Daltz, of course, who was filming me because I was dancing and clapping along and having a grand old time. And Daltz just thought it was hilarious that I was getting into it. But that's kind of me. They sometimes think I'm scary, but I'm really not nearly as scary as they think I am.
And I think that was the loudest that restaurant has been in its history, because we were just in a private room, sure, but everybody at the top of their lungs is just singing. I forget, was it Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry, one of those two? And
something like that. The guys got into it, and that's what I love about that is they force the young buck to kind of sing on his own for a little while. And then once he shows that, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, then everybody jumps in and sings with him, and it becomes a pretty cool moment for the guys.
It's just been such a fun year, Rocky, and I can't believe the regular season is coming to an end this weekend. I feel like I was just taking yourself and Nick Fabrizio's photos in the locker room the first time back in June, July. Can you believe that game number 61 and 62 this weekend?
It's crazy. I mean, we've, that locker room and that office and everything doesn't look the same as it did 8 months ago or whatever. We've played 62 games, and my wife and I had a little girl. She's almost 7 months old now. It's been a whirlwind, to say the least. And I was actually talking about this with George and Art. Like, being a hockey coach kind of makes your life like Groundhog Day, because you spend 4 days preparing for your games. You play your games, you get a day off. You spend 4 days preparing for your games, you play your games, you get a day off. And so it's like you fall into such a routine, and the weeks and the months blow by, and you're just always constantly focused on what's ahead. And before you know it, you pick your head up, and here we are, the end of the season. The playoffs are just jammed in. I don't like the way at all the playoffs are set up with the USHL. We could have 2 rounds of playoffs done in a week. And I don't particularly care for that. I think we work so hard to get to the playoffs that they should make them a little bit more of a special event. Give the fans, especially, like whoever we play, is potentially not going to play a single home playoff game. And I don't think that's right either. And I understand the financial ramifications of it, but you play 62 games to get to the playoffs, and you don't even get to play one at home.
Yeah, and it's great to have that advantage, and that's why you fight for supremacy in seeding. The fact that the Stars have officially clinched that 3 seed and can't go anywhere, so they will start the 2022 Clark Cup playoffs at home at the Icebox Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday if necessary. We just announced that today. All games are at 6 p.m. Central Time. General public tickets go on sale tomorrow at 1 p.m. You can buy them online. You can buy them at the box office. But it is just crazy to be saying those words for me, because it's my 3rd season here. The first year was the pandemic year. Last year, the playoff format was down to 4. We were going to be in 6th, 5th. It's weird to be doing that work behind the scenes, knowing that there's some pretty meaningful hockey next week starting Monday, that it can end in 3 periods. It can end in 8. That's just the beauty of playoff hockey, and that's the fun part about it.
Yeah. And, we're going into the last weekend of the season, and we don't know who our opponent's going to be yet. I mean, that's not going to get solved tonight, because Tri-City is putting it to the Fargo Force 5-1 right now. So, it's going to come down to this weekend and what Waterloo does and what Fargo does. So we're gonna focus on our opponent this weekend, which is Tri-City, and kind of have one eye on what's going on around the conference, so that we can really get prepared for Monday, because we don't have a whole lot of time. We'll play Friday, Saturday. We'll take Sunday off, and game 1 is Monday at 6:05 p.m. at the Icebox.
And for you as a head coach, how much do you take in the opponent and say, okay, we have to present a game plan and develop it for them? Or is it more so, let's focus on ourselves? I think you've used the term faceless opponent a lot this season, because you're strictly worried about your team's success, because if they do everything right and they're implementing the right strategies that you've put in practice, it doesn't matter who you play.
Well, the reality of it is the 2 potential opponents that we play are vastly different. They play very different brand of hockey. Fortunately for us, we've seen all these teams so many times, and so whether it be Waterloo or Fargo in the first round, Sioux City in the second round, Tri-City in the third round, you've seen those opponents so many times. It's if you get to the Clark Cup final, now you've got a job of you've got to do your homework and scout that opponent and have your pre-scout prepared for whoever it's going to be. And if we were to reach the Western Conference Finals, we would look and see who's in the Eastern Conference Finals, and at the same time we're trying to win over here. We're also preparing for the opportunity to play in the conference finals. So we would be doing some due diligence against those opponents if we were to get to that point. But, right now it's focus on what we do. We've seen these opponents enough. I don't think that there's any major changes. I told the guys this morning, like, it's going to be playoff hockey, but it's going to be status quo. We're going to continue to do what we do. We're going to play the same way we've played all year. We're not going to change anything. Our approach is the same. Our process is the same. Our routines are the same. And that's why it was really important for me to have those games at 6 instead of 6:30, just for the simple fact that, the guys are used to that routine, and so they can make sure and deal with that process the same way they have all year.
You're listening to Outside the Box on 93.7 FM. The Ticket. We're talking Lincoln Stars hockey. The Stars with a final quote-unquote tune-up weekend before the playoffs, and it comes against the best team in the league. They've won the Anderson Cup, the Tri-City Storm, a club that you were able to beat a couple Sundays ago for the first time all year. Just take me through what you guys have been going through this week, because it's a weird situation where how many players is Tri-City going to rest? Are they going to rest anybody? Are you guys going to rest anybody? Because like you just said, it's playoff hockey from this point on, including today and throughout the week.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're not really in a scenario to rest anybody. We don't have any additional affiliates in town. So the guys that are on our roster are going to be dressed on Friday and Saturday. With that being said, I'm certain that the minutes and the ice time are going to be managed a little bit differently, especially with such a quick turnaround. If we weren't starting the playoffs until the following weekend, probably just let the guys play the regular minutes. But guys like Joe and Tony and Thompson, Wallen, those guys play heavy minutes. They play in all situations, PP, PK, 5-on-5. They're into the 20+ minute range every night. And so, if we can drop them down a few minutes and kind of save their legs, because it's going to be, 1 day of rest and then right back at it, that's probably going to be in our best interest. We want to win, and we're going to do what we have to do to try to win hockey games. But we also have a big belief in a lot of the other guys that maybe don't get as big of an opportunity. They'll have the opportunity to step up and take some of those minutes away.
And then when you look, you already talked about it, the schedule for the postseason. You have 3 games, if necessary, that third game. And then the second round starts that Saturday, that Sunday. Perhaps we don't know those confirmation officially.
Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday.
Okay.
Saturday,
Sunday, okay. Tuesday. All right. You heard it here first. Breaking the news there.
Yeah. No, we're not looking ahead, but
no, not at all.
Just from an administrative standpoint, we have to be prepared. I'm sure that Sioux City's going to make those same plans with our opponent and do what they need to do. But, our focus is on our round 1 opponent, whoever that might be. But yeah, you can literally be done in 8 days in 2 rounds. And oh, by the way, you've got the USHL Phase 1 and Phase 2 draft in there as well.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to mention. So what has that preparation been like for you guys? Because your focus is on this year. And I know there's so much work being done by Billy Puglisi and Nick Fabrizio and company throughout the entire year. But for me, this will also be a first experience where you're going through the playoffs. And you also have that draft that is very, very important to shaping the future of your club.
I honestly, I love this league, and I think it's great, but I don't have the foggiest idea what they were thinking playing playoff games on the days of the draft. I have to believe there was a better alternative than saying, sorry guys, go ahead and draft your team and play playoff games at the same time. I'm not in those meetings, so I can't even speak to it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me when the draft is so vital to building your program, both short-term and long-term, right? Phase 1 is 06 birth years that are going to play on our team in the future. And Phase 2 is guys that are going to be a part of our roster next year. And yes, most teams have GMs and directors of scouting and this and that and everything else. But the reality of it is the coaching staff on every team is heavily involved in this draft process. And this is no exception here, and so we're doing everything we can for preparation ahead of time. Billy's been in town a couple times last week. He was here Monday and here today. He'll be back tomorrow. We're spending a lot of time, rating guys and ranking guys and changing our rankings and having conversations and tough conversations about, who's going to replace Dalton Norris, guy that can hit the one-timer, can barely skate at all, but he can hit the one-timer.
Really noticeable.
I'm making fun of Dalton because he just walked into the other side of the room here. But, you've got 6D right now going to school. Henry Nelson's the only one returning from our defensive core. So we have serious turnover on the back end. And with the exception of Marion Moscow on our affiliate list, we don't have anybody sitting and waiting in the wings. So we have some serious work to do to replace that. You lose somebody like Caden Mberico. Obviously, we have Cameron Whitehead back, which is excellent, but we need another ace in the hole goaltender. We've got some big shoes to fill up front with Wallen and Johnny and Laba and Gleb and Thompson. Obviously, those guys all going to school now. Granted, you get Dougie Grimes back and you get Marcellus back and some really great pieces up front, and we've got a lot of reinforcements from a forward perspective on our affiliate list. So that's an optimistic side of things, but we've got a lot of work to do, to say the least, and you're trying to balance, how much work am I going to do today evaluating players via Instat? How much ranking and changing are we going to do? How much work do I need to do about the upcoming opponent? There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I could tell by that answer, because it's a much more complicated process than some people could think, because you have, like you said, those people in those positions, but at the end of the day, it's your team with your coaching staff, and the organization is relying on you guys to pick those players, and then you're in the middle of a playoff series. So let's switch gears to the format of it. Do you like the best of three to start? Or
No.
So what is if Rocky Russo was the commissioner of the USHL, I know a job that you would definitely want to take tomorrow, what would it be?
I would probably make it 4 teams, and I would play.
So like last year,
I would play 5-game series in both rounds, and then I would play a 7-game series in the Clark Cup final. I don't believe in a 3-game series. It's too much up to chance. You generally get the right winner in a 5-game series. You can get the wrong winner in a 3-game series pretty easily. And it's hard that way, especially the second round. Like, you get the bye, you are the higher seed, and you have to go to the lower seed's rink for game 1. You lose game 1 on the road and your back is against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to talk about an advantage that is not really an advantage. That's it. And so, you work really hard to get that bye, to finish top 2, to do all that, just to have to go on the road for game 1. I can't really fathom it. And I get it, again, financially, it's okay. It's us in Sioux City. It'd be really easy to do a 1-1-1 series. What if it's us in Fargo? Then it's a big time challenge, because that is a long distance to travel. So I understand it, but I would go a 5-game series. I don't think the 3-game series give the best team a legitimate advantage.
And Waterloo, a team that thrives on home ice, and it's a different style of rink that some teams may not be accustomed to. I don't know how you couldn't be in the Western Conference given this year's schedule and how it's been the last couple of years.
We only played there
3 times.
3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So that is you want to talk about, like, drastically different. Now, we won 2 out of 3 games there. One of them just went completely off the rails and we lost like 8-2. But we won 2 out of 3 games there. But they are like just day and night different team on that ice sheet. And think about the difference in their opportunity to succeed in the playoffs by having to be on the road for 3 games versus getting the chance to at least play 1 game at home. And so that's, from a competitive parity standpoint, and your fans. your fans should have a chance to watch you play in the playoffs, I think.
And it's tough when you have to travel 8 hours. If like Fargo wanted to come here, if we're playing them next week, their fans, you're not really going to get the best turnout. I think that's one of the cooler things about playoff hockey is that atmosphere, how it could turn on its head. I mean, we saw it even in the regular season in Fargo over the weekend. They have a good building and they feed off that energy, just like the Stars, who have won 20 plus games at the Icebox. It's a really big advantage. Are you excited for that building, the way it's going to look? I know we're not there yet because there's still an opponent on Saturday night in the Icebox, but just based on what you've seen this year, how cool is that going to be, sharing that experience?
It's been awesome. Our fans are fantastic. The support we get, the passion for our players and for the Lincoln Stars in general is it's infectious. And I can't help but get a smile on my face when I think about how passionate our fans are, how loud that building can get, how we can really use it as a momentum shift for us, and how frustrating it probably is as an opponent when the train's on the tracks and the fans are going and we're scoring. And if you're Omaha sitting there just getting pounded 8-0, I can't even imagine what it feels like to be on the other side of that.
And one thing I didn't mention because I don't think we were on the air, or maybe something happened with you where we had to have someone fill in. But do you remember in Sioux City when they beat us and they played Come On and Ride It?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Does that stick in your mind the way it's stuck in mine the past couple of weeks?
I brought it up. I brought it up to George, and George gave me a very political answer. Maybe that's their win song, and we just haven't heard it all year because we beat them every time we play them. But I had a sneaking suspicion that it was intentional. And when the time's right, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about playoff hockey next week. Not sure when our next show is going to be. We still have a couple of guests tonight, a half an hour show left. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. You are listening to Outside the Box on 93.7 FM, The Ticket.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's been a great start here to the year as 2022 new inventory continues to roll in. Our pre-owned lot remains full, and we are selling at a record pace. I was just down at Koppel talking about a new order for myself, and they let me know I could actually start ordering a 2023 here later this spring. So stop on in to get your new 2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Pine Lake Road from 11 to 2 for your Husker sports talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Pine Lake, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
An Empire Fence is an investment in your home. This year, use your tax return to make that investment. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and security while improving the appearance of your home. Visit empire-fence.com to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home. With your tax return on the way, schedule your project now. Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Here's to days spent roaming and to sleeping beneath the stars, to casting another line and letting time float by. From Shadron State Park to Indian Cave State Park and every recreation area, historical and state park in between. Here's to your adventures, your memories. Here's to going out and enjoying your Nebraska State Parks. Plan your next trip today at yournebraskaparks.org. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips. Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Outside the Box with Lincoln Stars head coach Rocky Russo and Stars broadcaster Cristiano Simonetta. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Outside the Box on 93.7 FM The Ticket. I'm Cristiano Simonetta, joined alongside by Stars captains Dalton Norris, Aiden Thompson, and Joe LeMay. Before we get to our great guests, we have to thank tonight's sponsor. It's Empyrean Brewing Company. The Icebox is excited to offer local beer choices at Stars games this year, which includes Lincoln's Empyrean Brewing Company. Their new beer, Sunslinger Extra Pale Ale, is a wheat-centered ale that is low on calories and carbs. It's also surprisingly flavorful with lemon highlights for a refreshing, easy-drinking beer. Enjoy other popular beers from Empyrean like Mind Over Mango IPA and Goal Line Amber Ale, sold only at the Icebox. Cheers. Let's go, Stars. Cheers, boys. What's going on? Thanks for joining me for the second half.
That was pretty good, Anna.
That was really good, dude.
Thank you. Recorded. Cheers.
It was actually just pre-recorded. We just hit one button and then we got this going. But guys, the playoffs are around the corner. We're 60 games in. You guys remember when you were announced as the captains for this season? What was that process like? Daltz, let's start with you.
I mean, it was pretty simple. Guys just voted, I think, what was it, on a piece of paper or something like that. They just put their top 3 votes. And I think like the next day, because we knew Rocky wasn't going to be there on the trip. So before the trip, Rocky came up on the TV and announced that we were captains. It was a cool process, but it was pretty quick.
Did you vote for yourself 3 times?
I did not. No,
Only once. Because it was pretty crazy, guys, especially Joe not playing a game yet in this league to be able to be honored like that. Did that give you a little bit of extra confidence heading into the regular season, your first regular season in the USHL?
Yeah, definitely a little bit. I think, I don't know, I was pretty confident right away, but definitely helps a little bit.
Good to know the boys supported you.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of confidence, Aiden Thompson directly to my left. Did you think you were going to be a captain when you played 8 games in 2018-19? Like when you came in your first USHL game, did you expect a letter already on your chest?
When I was 15, coming in halfway through the year, I did not expect to be a letter.
Okay.
To answer your question.
Okay. We got to have some fun here, guys. It's crazy. I know the fans want to know a lot about how you guys are taking 60-plus games into the year and Tri-City this weekend, but it's kind of eerie to think that, especially Aiden and Daltz, I've been with Aiden for 2 years, you for 3 years. This could be one of the last times we're all together interviewing. Are you going to miss me? Are you getting a little emotional? What's that process like been for you guys?
You can answer that first.
It should be the shortest answer ever.
Yeah, I think we're all going to miss everything about this year. I think it's a pretty special year. As older guys, we kind of appreciate it for our second year. I know this is Joe's first year, but not his first year junior. So I think all of us are coming to the end. We're kind of getting nostalgia
And yes, we'll miss you, Ano.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I needed. I can always
We'll stay in
reply on
touch,
Joe.
Ano.
You're like
Yeah.
a big brother. 3 years. It's a long time.
It's weird.
He's
And,
like a little brother.
He's Johnson's little brother.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, no, especially just as a guy coming in for me, I was 23 when I started, and it's weird when whether it's like Erdahl and James and yourself, you guys are so young, but it was easy to get along with you guys. And I know we're kind of talking like it's the end of the road, but we have a long road ahead of us. And how excited are you guys, Aiden? Let's start with you. Coming from that first point in your USHL career on a team that was winning 12 games. There's no easy way to sugarcoat that. You came in at one side of the coin for the Lincoln Stars, and you've been a part of the revitalization.
It's been a reason.
Exactly.
That's what you mean.
Exactly.
Literally. Yeah.
It's been one of the most remarkable things. So you have playoffs next week. How crazy is that?
Yeah, coming from a team that, like you said, won 12 games, just the energy in the room is just so much different. It's insane, and just playoff atmosphere is so much different. Dalton and I were kind of talking about it today. Just that winning feeling, we can kind of sense that, so we're just getting very excited.
And the confidence too. You went from a season last year where you missed the playoffs, and if you allowed a goal early, you knew, here we go again.
Yeah.
We're down 5-1. But as we've seen with this year's team, you can erase 2-goal deficits in under 30 seconds, which Joe and Daltz has both done against Des Moines. What a great game that was back in November. Why do you think you guys developed that confidence so early on, and you've continued that through the entire year?
Well, obviously we have a really good group. When you're winning, I think you're confident throughout any game that you can come back and win. You saw it in Fargo earlier in the year. We were down 5-1 or whatever. We didn't end up winning it, but got as close to 5-4 with whatever it was. A minute
Yeah, how
left.
can we forget that celebration that you put on? That we haven't seen that since. So is that in game 1 Monday? You score, you're going to dish that out, or is that just for special
I think
occasions?
that was like
very excited.
Yeah, I was very
That
excited.
was awesome.
I don't think I was expecting to put that one home, so maybe I got a little overexcited.
And 25 goals later, you are the third highest scoring defenseman in Tier 1 USHL history in a single season. Aiden, when you hear that, and Joe as guys that, and I don't want to embarrass the kid over here,
Come on,
but on this power play, you guys are such big pieces of it. When did you guys know that you had something special?
I don't know. Maybe a few games in, we were kind of scoring a bit, and we thought, let's keep this ball rolling. So just kind of go out there and play.
Yeah.
Joe, what about you? Because at the deep slot, it's an important position. You can either pass to your left, and you have a guy who's at 80 points. You can pass the guy on your right. He's got 25 goals. Yourself, you're over 40 points.
I'll say I saw it pretty early. I think at camp I saw Daltz ripping one-timers.
Kaboom.
And then that whole I'll give a puck to that guy. And when we started playing, it worked. So it just kept rolling.
And there was never a point throughout the year that you guys were going to get broken up on that unit?
No.
Um,
We were together the whole time.
I mean, I think like sometimes you get frustrated, but I don't think it was ever
there
like
was a real.
Yeah.
No.
Just some guys.
Oh,
that are,
sometimes irritating.
we've had some different guys on some different spots, but I think for the most part, it was never really going to
We
change.
stick
Yeah.
all three of us though.
Yeah.
Same
It's been
position.
good.
And looking back at the trade deadline, you acquired back in December, it was Dougie Grimes. You added Braden Stannard. You added Killian Keeker-Olsen at the deadline. Now you guys are looking back. You're at the 3 seed. You're going to the playoffs. Do you look back at that time and say, I'm really happy that we stuck with this group and didn't add too many new faces, because the ones you've added have really blended quite well? Joe, start with you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there weren't really any reason to change it, but sure, sometimes like you're people, other guys in the team and trying to say that they should be in that spot, stuff like that. But I think we stick to it pretty good, and the fact that we've been together for so long helps too. So.
And completely switching gears, Aiden, you live with Joe this year. What's that been like?
I don't know how much I can say.
Oh, my God.
That's a tough question.
It is not a tough question.
No, I love living with Joe. It's good to have another guy at the house. Lab and I were a little lonely at the end of the year last year, so having Joe in the house is awesome. We love having him, and can't wait to play him next year.
Imagine being in that house. Those three. Joe, Laba, and Thompson.
The young guys would pay to be in
Oh
my
my
house.
gosh. You would need cameras all over that house. Make it a reality TV show.
Well, I think it's just because they can never admit when they're wrong about anything.
Imagine those arguments in that house.
Well, I mean, Joe was getting into it with Corey last week, wasn't he?
Oh,
I mean,
that was crazy.
Just have you guys had a topic or maybe the most outrageous take in the house that you were just like, I can't believe you just said that?
There's been a few times, but
Aiden says that a lot.
but
I can't believe
sometimes
he just said
yeah,
that.
sometimes
that a
there's some
lot.
things that are said that are just so crazy I can't even comment on.
There's some hockey ones, not from maybe like Lauber or Joe, but around the like our locker room.
Oh, yeah.
That I remember you're like, I can't believe that guy just said that.
Yeah, there's some
There's
crazy.
Is there
couple
one
ones.
that stands out so you could just out them on the show?
I don't even know.
There was a hockey one. I don't remember
the car
specifically.
one
Maybe
time.
it was something about taking two guys over two guys that were on a team,
Yeah.
and like it was just.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
It was.
I think Keith Peters was involved in that.
Okay, see, I knew he
It was
remembered
absurd.
it. Like,
I knew Keith Peters.
It was
involved.
crazy. We couldn't believe that he had said it, but.
and you guys all next year, just for so let's just say people are just watching the show for the first time. Where are you going after this season, Aiden?
Going to the national championship team at Denver University.
Oh my god.
Joe, what about you? Where are you going?
UNO.
So you're
University of
staying
Omaha.
right in Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just loves it here.
Oh yeah.
Dalton, what about you?
Bowling Green in Ohio, so close to home, which is nice.
Who do you think's got the best setup in that first year besides the national championship aspect of it? Do you think? Who's got the bragging rights, like of the amenities and the experience? Do you think?
Wow.
I mean, BG's got nice stuff, but these two have some of the nicest facilities in the country, so we're out for sure. It's between them two.
That's the soundbite of the week, I guess, probably. But what about you, Aiden? Like, was UNO a factor when you were committing to Denver?
There were some schools I looked at, but I think DU was by far the front runner, just where I'm from and a lot of other aspects. So for me, that was my dream school, and I'm fortunate enough to be going there next year. And they won the national championship, so we're gonna keep.
Yeah,
that
you said
ball
that.
rolling.
Hobie watch as a freshman. Thompson.
There's a lot of guys that come out of the
Telling
USHL that stick right away. I mean, you even talk about the NHL with Cole Sillinger last year. Sure, that was an outlier, a guy playing in the WHL, and then he's on a line with Patrick Laine in Columbus. But do you what? What do you mean?
That's so true.
It is.
It's so weird to think about because he was playing us and they beat us whatever it was 8-3 at our own bar. He has like 7 points, and now he's on a line.
We
with
scored the
Laine
first 2
and
goals of that game,
Voracek
though,
on
or
his
the
other
first
side.
goal. We scored the first goal a minute in. I'll never forget that. And then Sillinger just high slot
broke it open.
bar down. But no, before I was interrupted. But,
Don't
this
talk
league.
about
No,
host.
I'm just kidding.
The host.
The development league aspect. Do you guys look at it now that whether it's you playing 3 years, you 2, you 1, that you made the right decision in your playing career? Because when I was growing up in the late 90s and the 2000s, I didn't know what the USHL was.
Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit because I was close to going to the WHL and major junior route. And I think back in the day, you kind of guys, if you want to go to the NHL, you had to go to the WHL. But I think nowadays, I think that's kind of changing, and the USHL is getting way better. And guys are seeing that you can go to college and still make the NHL. I think Michigan showed that, and DU's got a lot of guys.
They won the national championship?
They won the national championship,
Okay.
by the way. They got a lot of guys. They had a couple guys sign. Bobby Brinks in the NHL.
Yep.
I think Savoy just signed. So I think people are seeing nowadays that you can go a different route and still make the NHL and succeed.
Do you have any questions for these guys, Carter? Yeah, nobody wants to ask. Wow, it's tough. A team going to the playoffs next week. Do you guys have any questions for me that are appropriate?
Are you gonna miss us?
Absolutely. Like
Is that just for the camera?
No, not at all. Let me look right there. No, I think this year has been so fun for me selfishly because in my job, you want to call great hockey. And I'm not just saying it because you 3 are in here, but you guys are the foundation of a team that is so fun to watch and so enjoyable that there are moments when I'm watching and I'm just like, how the heck did these guys just do that? So I know there are plenty of memories that we still have to make here in the next couple of weeks, but yeah, it's the easiest job in the world for me, and you guys make it even easier because you make plays, and I know exactly what you guys are doing, and it still works.
I don't know if you know exactly what we're doing.
I don't know,
but I think I don't know. Maybe you can speak on this, but as you go on, it's more of a business. I don't know if it'll be ever this personal with you and your relationships with the guys on the team ever again. So with your future, but maybe you can speak on that.
Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult going through pro, but I feel like people are still close. I mean, not just because in Chicago, but Pat Foley was calling Eddie Olczyk when he was 18 years old, and they have one of the closest relationships, and Pat Foley just signed off after 39 years, and Eddie Olczyk, one of the best color guys in the game. I feel like you just have that respect factor. And for guys like me in the media, especially English-speaking media about hockey. As I look at Joe here, no, I'm serious, because it's when you listen to other broadcasters, some don't know what they're talking about. Some don't put in the hours, and they don't understand certain things. So have you guys, and it could even be about me, because I've had situations in this organization where I've talked to guys and said, I said this. I never am trying to be malicious, but have you guys tuned into another broadcast, maybe not of mine, and you're just, even in the NHL, where you're just kind of like, I have no idea where you got that from.
Last game, Ano, I got called for a cheap shot that I didn't even do.
Wallen
spears the guy. He goes, what a cheap shot by Joel LeMay.
Who did? The other guy?
Fargo, yeah.
Fargo guy, yeah.
Just like,
is he a full-time guy or is he like a part-time guy?
I don't know. I think he is just a part-time guy. I've never met that guy, but
there
you guys?
is some in the NHL.
I haven't. So you guys listen.
That guy.
So you guys listen to the home side, or maybe the opposite side
on our
Instat.
Instat we get is just whatever home.
Yeah, so they send us the email of our shifts, and then whatever. I think it's always. Is it always?
Yeah, it's always just
on.
Yeah.
Do you think that you guys could possibly have a future once you, of course, are in the Hall of Fame of the NHL and you've won all these Stanley Cups, that maybe talking about the sport for a living, because you know how to dissect it and you're so cerebral about it? Daltz, I have to start with you because you've joined me on a couple of broadcasts.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually love to. I think actually a couple of my family members have said, yeah, you should get into media or whatever. And then you've mentioned it. And I took a class in high school and I really enjoyed it. So I think when you get to talk about something that you're around all the time and you love so much, I think it makes it that much easier. So I don't think like you would get as nervous or anything like that talking about hockey. I think it would just kind of come natural. So, I mean, that's something I would do maybe in the future. I don't know about them, but
Joe, what do you think?
I don't know. I'll let Daltz do that. Probably. Yeah, you can see look at him when he talks.
I think Joe would just get himself into trouble.
He's disappearing when his career's over.
No, I would like.
Joe is going on a like a Jeep or something, and he's slaughtering deer and
He's a horse on it. Yeah, he's gone.
Exactly. We'll be back with the Lincoln Stars captains in a little bit on 93.7 FM. The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Here's to days spent roaming, and to sleeping beneath the stars, to casting another line, and letting time float by. From Shadron State Park to Indian Cave State Park and every recreation area, historical, and state park in between. Here's to your adventures, your memories. Here's to going out and enjoying your Nebraska State Parks. Plan your next trip today at yournebraskaparks.org. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
An Empire Fence is an investment in your home. This year, use your tax return to make that investment. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and security while improving the appearance of your home. Visit empire-fence.com to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home. With your tax return on the way, schedule your project now. Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence.
In your busy life, very little is free, but your next home might be a bit less than you think with a free appraisal from Security First Bank. Free home appraisals from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Offer valid through December 31st, 2022 on secondary market new home purchase loans only. One free appraisal per transaction. Appraisals paid for by lender at closing. Subject to lender qualifications. See lender for details. NMLS number 505011.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hello, I'm Charlie Stone, back with the latest news from Honda of Lincoln. Joining me now is the general manager, Andy Goodyear. Hey, Andy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Charlie.
Hey, Andy, with spring right around the corner, how is your supply of new Hondas and pre-owned vehicles?
Really good, Charlie. As I've said before, when you drive by our lot, you don't see what you're looking for, just remember we have hundreds of new Hondas arriving soon, with Honda continuing to offer 0.9% APR financing to qualified buyers. Plus, we have over 125 pre-owned vehicles in stock and ready for immediate delivery.
That's great, Andy. Any more great news?
There is, Charlie. Honda just announced financing from 0.99% APR on certified pre-owned Hondas for qualified buyers.
So come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Brats, check. Chips, check. Tickets. I love tailgating, but this year I actually wanted to be in the stadium. Season tickets just weren't in my budget. Then I found a way. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and bought those season tickets. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Bagels & Joe is ready for the spring with pesto cream cheese, great on any cake. Try a mint and peach Arnold Palmer while you're there, and don't forget their locally roasted coffee, delicious breakfast burritos, and bagel boxes for the office. Bagels & Joe with 4 Lincoln locations.
It's only a room with shelves and books, but it's far more magical than it looks. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Instill a love of books and learning by reading to your children and grandchildren. Create a lifelong habit that leads to a successful future. I think that I shall never see a place that's more useful to me. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Back to Outside the Box with Rocky Russo and Cristiano Simonetta on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know?
We are back on Outside the Box, 93.7 FM, The Ticket. I'm Cristiano Simonetta, joined alongside by Stars captains Dalton Norris, Aiden Thompson, and Joe LeMay. Wrapping up tonight's show. We do not know when the next show is going to be. We have playoff games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. LincolnStars.com/2022 Clark Cup playoffs. Public on sale tomorrow, 1 p.m. for general public. Season ticket holders had 24 hours priority access. Guys, the Icebox, playoff hockey, what's that going to be like next week? We can't even talk about it because none of us in this room have experienced it.
Never been there.
Not even in 2018-19. No. Crazy how that worked out. They were pretty close, too. No, but seriously.
Close, kind of. Yeah.
Okay. But no, but how cool is that building going to be? I mean, even if it's not it's a weeknight on a Monday, but with the rally towels going that we'll show you guys tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss those. And the atmosphere in that building, every shift is going to be magnified.
Yeah. I mean, I think just the fact that there's playoff hockey for when's the last time they're in the playoffs?
2017-18.
Yeah. So for the first time in 5 years, is going to be obviously, hopefully the crowd is decent for during the week, but I think no matter what, for us, it's going to be just cool, just kind of being in that game and that atmosphere. I've never been a part of playoff hockey. I know they haven't. Joe, were you? Did BC?
No,
no,
we didn't have.
So 15 games, right?
Junior.
And you only played how many games last year, technically?
35 games, but
okay.
We had they were called like
pre. He had 18 points. Sorry, that's what I was thinking.
They were called like preseason just because of COVID, but they were actual games for the most part.
And now you come to Nebraska where you're going to see a preview, and you have the whole year of what Nebraska hockey fans are like. Did you expect the type of fan base that you have here?
I didn't really know. I was expecting it because it's a really good league, but I had no idea what it's going to be like, and it's pretty exciting. It gets loud in the Icebox.
Aiden, what about you? When you're skating on a breakaway and the fans are, well, you guys are just idiots. what is funny about that? Because it's part of the question. When the fans and you feel that atmosphere and everybody rising and knowing if you
What about like
that
a seam
goal.
pass or something?
Yeah, what about that?
Because okay, you guys
I don't give him any breakaways on him.
clearly not.
He's passed him to Wallen.
That is true. But no, when you feel that energy, Lincoln, Nebraska, of all places, this fan base has just done so much for our careers. It's going to be really exciting to start game 1 Monday.
Yeah, just the noise in the ice box. I think there's a lot of fans that have been there for years and years and years. So I think the passion in that building is really high, and in the playoffs, it's just going to be even higher.
And what is your most favorite part of Lincoln besides playing for the Lincoln Stars, Hayden? Is there a restaurant? Is there something, an underrated spot?
I like.
You're crazy.
I like.
You are crazy.
I like all the boys on the team. I think that's what makes it special. But I guess one restaurant we go to eat a lot is Blaze Pizza.
Oh yeah,
shout out
They're
Blaze
the
Pizza.
best.
Yeah, we need to get them a sponsor. If we
They are
knew
the
that you guys
best.
just went there like every day, we would get them a sponsor. What's your go-to pizza then?
Actually, I've kind of been changing it up, but I get just red sauce with mozzarella, ovalini cheese, sausage, little oregano, sea salt.
Are you a ranch on pizza guy?
Sometimes like I'll have a little cup on the side. Sometimes want to mix it up, but I don't know. It's pretty good. We go there decent amount. Second, we're in there the second most of anybody that's ever been,
Oh, yeah.
according to the manager.
There's another guy.
I can't remember his name, but there's a teacher that goes there every day, beats us by a couple days, but yeah, pretty good.
Joe, coming from Canada now to Nebraska, is there like I know there's an activity that you like doing, but we've talked enough about that. But is there anything else that you like doing in this city, and maybe a restaurant, maybe it's an experience with the guys out after games?
I'm not sure. I'd have the football game. That was fun.
Yeah, football game was cool.
Doesn't that seem like it was forever ago when you guys took that picture?
yeah.
Joe had short hair. It was weird.
Yeah. You thought it looked weird with it?
No, I'm just saying it was such a long time
He
ago.
got offended.
He doesn't speak English, Anna.
Sorry, yeah. Do you call it football up there?
What?
How do you say football in
Football.
French?
Yeah, football.
Okay.
That's how we say it, Anno.
Yeah.
Okay. Daltz, what about you? You've been here the longest. Is there maybe because it's weird, it's not like you have the most amount of time.
Yeah.
Given our season, and then as soon as the season ends, you're gone. And in 2019-20, you left without even, being able to go back to the rink basically because of the way it was so abrupt. But what about you? Is there a top experience?
Honestly, probably just like going to lunch with the guys and stuff. They have a lot of food here that we don't have in Michigan. Like we don't have Canes. There's not many Chick-fil-A's. We don't have any Blaze.
You ever go there?
What? Canes?
Yeah.
Yeah, after games.
He's been there a few
At like 11 or 12 o'clock.
The box combo.
Oh,
He's been there
the
once
box
or
combo.
twice.
Yeah, you see me? Come on.
What?
I don't know why do you think you shoot so hard.
Yeah.
We had a
Come on. Yeah.
we had a
Cane's
deal.
chicken, right? The
We had a
box.
deal.
Loaded.
Dalt's first year. I wonder if he remembers it. We had a deal that we're trying
Oh,
to get
that
back
was
with Canes.
crazy.
If
How
we
did-
scored a goal in back-to-back periods, you could get a buy one get
That
one
was the
free.
what was Canes thinking? That's the worst trade-off ever. Imagine you could score a goal in the first and second period, everyone would get Canes, buy one, get
And we
one.
were the highest scoring offense in the Western Conference.
What
So,
a deal. What a
it was
deal.
awesome. Look, so yeah, no, you guys probably are wishing that
You
had
guys
that this
robbed them
year.
on that deal.
Yeah, no, it was a fun time.
That
But,
was fun.
Don't say that they're not getting the deal again.
Yeah, they're not
Exactly. Yeah, because Raising
They're
Canes.
not gonna get
this
the
actually
deal.
just streamed over Raising Canes on O Street. But
Large audience.
yes, but you guys still have 2 more games left in the regular season. It's Fandemonium on Saturday, so do not be late there. Tri-City against Lincoln, 6:05 p.m. puck drop. Are the emotions already starting to build up, knowing that it's just the last regular season game? Are you guys not even thinking about the end because you know that it's probably going to be in late May? Hayden, do you need me to repeat the question?
No, I was thinking about my answer.
Okay.
No, I think we're thinking about these last 2 regular season games, but I think it always creeps into your mind kind of what's coming up next. So I think we're trying not to think about playoffs, but it gets into our minds.
Agreed.
Did that last road trip in Fargo? How cool was that? Being able to, again, we'll probably have some
Wasn't great.
road trips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just to have that with the guys.
Last bus trip.
Yeah. Who gets the craziest, do you think, or just is the most idiotic?
It's definitely Mastro.
Oh.
Or
Yes.
Shader. Shader
those
is
two
crazy
we
on the
got
bus
after.
too.
Were there any
Oh
good
my-
pranks? I remember my first year when we would go to the East and, Brock Bremer would try and put the bowl of water.
Yeah, and you tip it. And you,
yeah, and
you
I
knock
just
on the door,
saw
it
I
opens
saw
up.
him through the people, and I was like, Brock, what
there
are you
was
doing?
3 or 4. Erdal did that a couple times to Blaze Richards. He did it
What a
like
name.
4
Oh my God.
consecutive.
I'm sure that went
He
over
did it
well.
like 4 times in one day over like 2 hours. So every time Blaze would open the door, it was always ice or water coming through his door.
That's just
we didn't have any
crazy.
of those actually. I don't know.
Nothing this year. I don't know.
No, I think
Shader has it out of control.
if you did that to Shader, he would get so mad.
I know he's listening.
Shader was
He was mad
he
at
was a
us.
little out of control in my room. He was putting water in my bed and stuff before I'm trying
He's
to
gonna
sleep.
text
It
us
was
the next
crazy.
5
Yeah,
minutes.
he's gonna get mad.
He,
Well,
didn't, he
pranked.
didn't wake up at the end of the trip and blamed us for it. He
So
got
he
left
was
in the bus.
So he was. Yeah, you guys were all gone, and he's
4 in
just
the
like-
morning. Yeah, he was just sleeping on the bottom.
Bus was
bunk,
driving
and
all
he
the
got
way
mad
back.
at us. It was like, well, it's not our job to wake you up.
Yeah,
you should probably know when you're there.
But the young guys were all behaving in this last road trip, knowing that they're going to become, the next group of guys that will be the veterans. Did you feel that way as a rookie? Like, how weird is that to be in that spot, getting beat at bus tag by the broadcaster, and now you have 25 goals?
Yeah, dude, we've never told that story.
We've never told that story. I
We
don't think we
need
have
to tell
time
it
for
either.
it, but maybe we'll.
Perfect. We
Maybe
don't need to tell
yeah,
it.
we never
He
happened.
beat me past the bus for bus tag. Gano.
Yeah, it never
My
happened.
first year. Never
Yeah,
happened.
it's not like I'm
No
going.
evidence.
He's making stuff up.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to a
That
school.
never happened.
with
He
a
does that a
national
lot.
championship. Guys, thank you so much for joining the show tonight. I really appreciate you guys. Whenever I ask for anything, and I know I'm still gonna be bugging you guys next week in a couple of weeks about media, that you guys are always
get it
yes.
done.
That's because you're a beauty on him.
Thank
You are a
Joe.
beauty, Otto,
Thank
most
you.
of
I
the time.
appreciate it.
You are.
Carter, any last responses? Were we able to get that chat up to see if someone got an answer? Okay. Our great clips question of the week. It's about the guy to my left, Aiden Thompson. He's at 80 points right now. How many? Oh, are we out right now? All right. We'll be back next
This is
week.
Lincoln's home for
927
sports
FM.
talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Another packed spring sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Stop by for great deals as April's beers of the month are Deschutes Fresh Squeeze IPA, Wild Onion Ubi Goober Hazy Peach IPA, and Belching Beaver Brewing. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch